That is amazing. Mike, I know you're watching. Mike, I believe the hype. That is a damn good hand.
Hello there. Only one Kenobi here, only one.
It's time to open this. This is the search for Luke Skywalker Legacy Collection, Battle Pack set, whatever you want to call it. And if you know my chat, well, if you saw recently I opened this, the Vintage Collection Tauntaun. Got a little bit of rearranging to do over there, to be honest with you. I need to just change everything around ever since I acquired that for my mate. In fact, actually, Mike, I did a deal with him for this, and he also included that little thing over there. It was a little surprise, you might have seen that video, but it was nice. So basically, because I've acquired that, I need to rearrange everything on the shelf. It's getting a bit crowded, so always the way. Anyway, so let's get this thing open, huh? It looks great. I'll go in on the packaging and stuff first. So this is the Tauntaun. I'm pretty sure this is a male Tauntaun. Given the way, like I said in my last video, the way they look like they're petting. It's quite funny. We all know that, hey, steady. Steady, girl. What's the matter? You smell something? That's a female. So this must be a male. Look at him. He's got darker colours. The Tauntaun that's in the Vintage Collection, Luke's, has got a horn that's cut. This one is a straightforward one. It looks to me like the same mould and everything. Obviously, you get the Han Solo included, which is great, this figure. I watched a few reviews and I can tell it's just kick-ass because it's the only hand you can get that can mount a Tauntaun with ball-jointed hips. But that hat is terrible. Doesn't work. Everyone says in their reviews, bruh, doesn't work. Bruh. But I don't want him wearing that hat anyway. And then there's this. I want to do a comparison of this guy with the Vintage Collection one. From the reviews I was watching, it looked like his face was slightly different. So I'm going to go and get him now. I think they've got different faces, or one slightly more tanned. Who knows? Let's get him open, huh? Let's do this. And on the back. I haven't shown you the back, sorry. There you go. Search for Luke Skywalker. Now, some guy left in the comments yesterday or this week, they said that I thought the line that was said was, your Tauntaun will freeze before you reach the third marker, and I'll see you in hell. Yeah. But the guy in the comments was claiming that he was talking about him being a he. He said, your Tauntaun will freeze before he reaches the third marker, and then he'll see you in hell. That's apparently what he was saying. I'd have to look at the script. I always thought it was like, I'll see you in hell, or then he'll see you in hell is what this guy was suggesting. I don't know. Let's get Disney Plus on later and have a look at the definitive script for it. It's interesting though. Did you see enough of the back there? You see, so you get some things from the movie there. And then I'm going to freeze frame that text there for you. Is that a multi-language? It is. All right. All good? Yeah, let's do this. And this is our first look at it. It's not going to be too dissimilar, this, to the one you've already seen in the Vintage Collection, but it's just nice to show you an opening, isn't it? Let's go handheld. Before I take everything out, I want to just show you what it looks like. See, this is nice. The soft goods there is good. And the facial sculpt of Han is, I rate that. It looks to me just like the VOTC face, that, which is good quality, as we all know. There's the Tauntaun. They're such a weird creature, aren't they, man? I do like them. You've got to feel, you can't not watch the the Empire Strikes Back, and you can't not feel sorry for the Tauntauns. He looks a bit more rugged, this guy. This fella looks quite young, like the guy in the picture is quite young, but nah, they are the same, aren't they? But he has definitely got a different plastic going on there. It's just a different era of figure, isn't it? So they're not completely the same. But it's all good, isn't it? What should I do now? Monkey music while I unpack this? Yes, let's roll it. Boom. Almost there. In fact, we are there. We're done. I suppose you could say half the fun is unpacking these things, but it's been quite easy to unpack that. I've just been doing it sensibly by getting rid of all the... what's it called now? The sellotape that was on the back. So I've done that quite well. So I've managed to just slip these out cleanly, nicely. Now, one thing I didn't really do in the last video when I was reviewing the vintage collection one, I didn't really go through the articulation. I did show you that in that video. It's got the ball joint thing here, which is great. It's got the ball jointed feet as well, the hinge there, and here as well, ball joints. It's great. And there's a ball joint here as well, and a hinge. Do anything you want. Kind of swivel, but it is ball, so you can do that and widen. And then the tail, what does that do? I don't think that does anything. That's just fixed. It might swivel. No, it doesn't. That's funny that that doesn't go up and down, but would you really want it to? And then, of course, the stirrups are there and the saddle. It's a great thing, isn't it? I'm just glad to have two proper ones. You know, I can have Luke and Han together then. Like expanded universe just before they left Echo Base, before you know what happened. Got into trouble. See, Luke was he vulnerable, you know, powerful guy, but vulnerable. Can't even speak. Vulnerable. And that's what Han sort of says to him. He says, be careful. You two. You know, Luke is maturing, you know, he learned from that one incident, no doubt. But Hans is saying to him, you know, you may be powerful, kid, but, you know, experience outlasts, you know, he's probably a good decade older than Luke, isn't he? He is, I'd say, 10 years. In real life, too. Yeah. All right. Has he just come out, does he? Oh, Jesus. Easy. Sorry, buddy. There's enough life on this ice cube to fill a space cruiser. Sensors are in place. I'm going back. This is so sarcastic. He's like the highlight, isn't he, Han Solo? Like one of the best things about The Empire Strikes Back, and that's probably his finest performance. Harrison Ford. No wonder he said, "Just kill him off," because he doesn't really do that much in Return of the Jedi. You know, as a kid, I loved to see him. You know, all three of them. You don't even think about that. It's when you get older and you look at the, you know, the dynamics of the plot and who serves what to, you know, the elements. So he's got this fella. He's got this kind of. Is it one of those? Great. He looks better. This guy, sorry, looks better than the vintage collection one, because look at that. He's got silver touch-ups on those cylinders. And he doesn't. Isn't that amazing that they've almost cheaped out on the vintage one, vintage collection? They actually look two different guys, so I won't need to head swap. Satisfied that they look different enough to not look like clones. They could almost be brothers, man. Yeah, they could be brothers. That's brilliant. Great stuff. Great figure anyway. We all know how good that is. Now, this Han. Get that damn hat off. There you go. That's better. Look at that. That's great, isn't it? How about that? That's so good. That is amazing. Mike, I know you're watching. Mike, I believe the hype. That is a damn good Han. Why can't they do him like that nowadays? Let's go and have a look at some hands. Let's go over here. So this is my favourite. This is the VOTC one, which I've actually made. I put a medal on him just for the purposes of, you know, making him a custom ceremonial Han. I don't like the fathead one that was available. And then where else? See, the other Han, I'm not a fan of that. That rhymes. Where is he? That one there. I have him there. That's the one that came out. That's like the Endor one. It's not such a good figure, that, but wow, that's cool. Right, if you just bear with me, I'm going to mount him up on this Tauntaun. So look at that, ball joints, fantastic. Look at that, great. The only hand available, I am told, that can do that. Did it. Got there eventually. That took a while. He looks great. I've got him on. I didn't do this with Luke, but I've got him holding the rein there. And actually, it's quite funny that his hand is just from the factory. His hand was like that, and I had to pry them apart because obviously the paint had made it so they were stuck together. So it didn't take much effort, but it was just interesting to see that. And there he is. Fantastic. Looks good to me. So it's going to be Han with helmet off, Luke with his wrap on, and they're going to look great together. I just can't wait. It's a brilliant figure, that. That is a really good Han Solo. Absolutely epic, that. I believe the hype now, Mike. And thank you for doing a nice little deal as well. Nice colour. So there's a bit of variation between this one and the Vintage Collection one. Obviously, as you know, the Vintage Collection one didn't come with a figure. It just came as its own Tauntaun. But then again, you get the TVC box, which is also epic. It's just a brilliant, brilliant Tauntaun, isn't it? So good. The belly is definitely sealed on this one. I wasn't sure if you could open the Luke one, but yeah, you definitely can't open that, by the way. There's the buckles there. Those claws. These strong hind legs. Lots of people were saying in the comments last time that they thought, when they think of Tauntauns, they think of kangaroos. Absolutely, I can see that as well. I was saying that they just remind me of like an innocent goat. But yeah, they have got that dinosaur vibe that I never spotted as a kid. I was just saying that in the last video. I never considered them as part of the reptilian family, but actually when you look at it, they are, aren't they? They're like dinosaurs. Strong lizards, reptiles. But with fur and goat. With goat horns and strange voices. Anyway, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. I think I'll leave it there. Of course, as you saw, it came with this other figure. It's brilliant. In fact, I'm not going to leave it there. I'm going to put them together and then we'll say goodbye. So just bear with me and I'll put them together so you can see them side by side. Alrighty, there's actually one last point I want to make about this figure. The one gripe is the fact that it's got the orange hood there. Can you see it? That's not entirely accurate. But I just wasn't going to do this, but it does work. I've got this other hand here. You see, this came from the Legacy. I can't remember. Was it Saga Legends, that line? The packaging was navy blue and with slight kind of orange trim on it. That packaging. So that's where I got this hand. You can actually swap them. I took the head off with the size of the ball joint, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that on this. Although this is an amazing head, that cannot be overstated. It matches this, so you can technically put that on there like that. You see, they don't match though. The colours, that I mean, well, it's not a million miles away, but it's a kind of a darkish, kind of a grey blue, whereas that's a much brighter blue. But still, if you wanted to have that accuracy, you can have Han looking like he looked in the movie with his, you know, the hood up, and then this can be your normal Echo base Han. But I do like that. It's funny that the orange isn't accurate, but I still like it. I like him with the hood, even though it's orange. So there it is. You can have him like that. Still fits, all right, I guess. So there you go. There's a cheeky, you know, hack or head swap that you could do. There is a Han out there that is like this one that comes with the Search for Luke Skywalker set, except it doesn't have the ball joints and it has the correct coloured hood. I can't remember what set that is, but still, overall, it's still fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is say goodbye and put him with Luke. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't how I'm going to have it. I've just put them on the shelf just to put them together, but I need to rearrange everything like I said before. But there it is. You've got Luke and Han now, atop a Tauntaun each. And as you can see, there are two different types of Tauntaun. Same sculpt, but you know, one is darker, as you saw before, it's lighter, and also this one has the chipped horn. There you go. But it's just nice. There you go. So I've got Luke with the mask on, Han without. Shame about the orange thing, but I don't really care too much. It's all right. But there you go. And yeah, there you are. Really impressed. Nice to have them together anyway. So yeah, now it's just down to me to rearrange what figures go where. I've got a Wampa in the way now, and that's just that Tauntaun in the back's an 80s one, which I got not long ago in like a job lot just as a bonus thing. But it makes it kind of like a little bit of an army builder, you know, if you want to mock up the ice cavern. And see you in hell. That scene's fantastic, you know, such a brave guy. He's out to go and help his friend. But this is just how I imagine them both looking just before they stepped out on that last little mission that they were on, whatever. They were putting out sensors or whatever they were doing. The meteorite that hit the ground near here, I'm going to check it out. It won't take long. And then you know what happens. Alright then, thanks for watching anyway. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only One. Out.